Respected Venerable dear friend, today is December 2nd of year 2011, and we are having a special seminar at my Destiny Center in Oklahoma City. So first, thank you for everyone to take the time to come to participate in this seminar. I'm sorry for the delay, but we try to go along with the schedule as you already got it. As you see, the theme for our seminar is the art of living healthy and free. This one especially first an issue for the monastic in European country about 2 years ago, and then it spread out according to the suggestion of most of the monastic and lay practitioners because the benefit of that, not only to help people to lift up their spirituality, but also help for the lay practitioner to have a good life so they can contribute to the society, to their family, and especially for themselves. The first thing I would like to show you some picture so we can have an idea of how we are living in the reality without illusion. And the four illusions lead to the wrong view, and the consequence of that, we have an unhealthy life. We have a lot of disease, and especially for people devoted to their practice for liberation, but we have a hard time to rid our world. For example, as we see, we usually have a shower every day. We think our body is clean, but look at the chart and you see for the first time we put our feet in a basin, we see clear, but after 15 minutes with the assistance of very small current going through the pore on the channel in our body, and with the abstraction on the positive and the negative charge, it will pour out a lot of the stuff, the material we deposit or get stuck in our body. And after half an hour, we feel so dirty. In some other, it may really lie the origin on our core. See, most people think that we have a shower every day, we have a very normal skin, or we don't have any problem coming out yet. So we think we have a good shape, we didn't have any problem yet. But actually that's not true, because even though right now one of the most concern about the disease in America is the cancer. Once in a while we hear that one of our relatives, one of our friends diagnosed with cancer, and we think not carry out that cancer cell in our body, but actually 1 out of 3 of us have cancer cells in our body already. The issue is it's not manifest yet. So how we recognize, how can we change our diet, our exercise, our lifestyle to eliminate or to stop the progression of that, so we don't have to come up with the result in a few months later or a few years later with a diagnosis of cancer. Another problem here, for example, we see that our digestive system normally it's very nice, neat, beautiful, especially our gallbladder and our liver working very hard every minute. But the side of that, just about the small egg or lemon size. And lucky we didn't have any sign symptom of indigestion or vomiting or pain in the right rib cage area. So we think, okay, we have no problem. But if you have an opportunity to do the body cleansing, and you will see after 1 or 2 days, a lot of stone or muddy stuff will coming out from that. When it's stuck together, we don't have any problem yet, unless it fills up completely our gallbladder, or it may be broken down and it moves to the bile duct and it blocks the flow of the bile acid, and we have a very severe pain in the right rib cage area. Otherwise, we think we don't have any problem with our digestive system. And as you see, after the second time of cleansing, it's coming out a real stone, like we see along the beach. So that's something just let us know that when we not see it coming out, it not mean that we don't have an issue, we don't have a problem. It just means it feels sleeping in dormant in there. And whenever the condition is favorable, okay, it will come in now. So that is some example for us to be aware that in our body we have many problems, but it not show up yet. We learn how to listen to our body and to take good care of that. When we living in mindfulness, we have the opportunity to listen or to observe the manifestation, we observe the reaction or whatever happens inside of our body, and it may manifest outside externally or sometimes internally. And by practice mindful living, we will have a capacity to recognize, identify it as soon as possible, and we will transform it so it's not too late, and then we have ability to restore it. Second thing, when we think that any issue for ourselves only, it may not relate to the other one, the relative, the loved one in your family, or especially you don't think that it has a relationship to the community or the universe, but actually it's not true. Everything in this universe is correlated, it's mutual, each other. The scientists only prove that just only one flipping of the butterfly, the way it may rebound and it may transfer all that signal to the other side of the ocean. So whatever in this universe, even though we cannot see, but it will have an impact on every single cell, every single person, the whole family, the whole community, or the whole universe. Later on, we will learn how it impacts to the big universe. But back to our own body. For example, we usually in illusion, and then we not recognize some reaction happening on the daily basis, and we think it's normal. Yeah, sometimes it's normal, but when it gets to a limit, it becomes abnormal. Because every single phenomena in life, it always have a both sides, the advantage and disadvantage. That means the upside and the downside. For example, if you have an old car, it's not strong, it's not powerful. So when you ride, it not speed good, it not go up to the mountain good. But the good side, when you make a mistake, the accident is not severe, you not get insured. But when you have a new car, a very powerful car, you ride really good, speed it up, it can get to the high mountain, no problem. But and then when we make a slight mistake, just a second of unmindful riding, we may get into a very big accident and we get injury severe. You see, the other example, in the kitchen, if you have a very blue, unsharp knife, you cut it not really good, right? It's not really nice. But if you make a mistake, you not get cut, not be bleeding. But when you sharp that knife to be really good, you cut it very nice, very sharp. When you make a slight mistake, you can get deep cut and you get bleeding a lot. So every single phenomena in this universe follow that principle. The same thing in our body. For example, when you stay in this room, the room temperature around 68 Fahrenheit. When you get out there, you expose to the cold air, 50, 55. Or when you are living in the very clean house, you expose to outdoor, you see the pollen, the smoke, or any chemical. What do you feel? How your body reacts to that? Have you ever paid attention to all that reaction from your body? From the eye, you see the tear coming out, right? In the nose, sometimes the mucus coming out. And when you go to the restaurant, you eat some hot, spicy food, you feel good, feel delicious, right? Have you ever paid attention to what happens in your mouth, in your throat, in your stomach, or in your belly, in your digestive system? Have you ever looked deeply to see the mucus coming out in your mouth when you eat spicy, when you eat hot food, when you drink some stimulant, when you drink some spicy drink? So all of that reaction is naturally to protect your own body, because it doesn't want the environment, the toxin or whatever out there to harm your body. So it secretes the mucus and the body fluid. Depends on the area. When you're exposed to the heat, sweat coming out to cool down. When you're exposed to the smoke, to the pollen, to the whatever the chemical in the environment, the tear coming out, the mucus in the nose coming out. So that layer, it tries to block, it has a shield to block all that substance penetrate into the bloodstream to cause harmful effects to your body. The same mechanism happens down in your digestive system. Whenever we eat something considered not good for our body, usually chemical, stimulant, spicy, under the medication, or even though when we overeat, it happens. Or when we drink milk, when we eat cheese, when we eat burger, are very deep molecular, and then our body cannot digest or anything no good for our body. Right away, the mucus is secreted along the gastrointestinal tract with the purpose to block that substance to penetrate into our bloodstream to cause harmful effects. So you think that is a good mechanism, right, to protect our body. But and then, because we are living in unmindful, we like to drink beer, alcohol, stimulant. We like to smoke. We like to eat spicy, hot food. So the body continues to expose to that environment or to that substance, and the mucus is secreted more and more. So, do you know that, or you pay attention to your body? The mucus at first, it really liquid, and after a few seconds, when it secretes more, it becomes more sticky. And the volume is more. So the more mucus is secreted, the layer becomes thicker, and the texture, the content, it becomes more sticky. So now, instead of it block the toxin or all the substance, and then it push it out to eliminate out. Now all of that substance is trapped into that layer. It trapped into the mucus layer along the inner tract of our body. Depend on that, will be up in the throat area, in the airway area, or in the digestive tract area. So what happens next? After all that system be trapped in the mucus layer, now it becomes stuck in there, and it will form a polyp or the association. That's what we call in the society term. But actually scientific or chemical term, we call that the chemical attractant. For example, we like to drink, so we meet in the bar together to drink. We want to play golf, we will meet in the casino, right? We not meet in the school. People like to go to the church or the temple to pray. They are meeting in the church and the temple. They are not meeting in the bar or in the restaurant. So the more people associate, the stronger the affinity, the stronger the attractive force. So the same thing here. Because all of that toxin, all that substance is a chemical. So when it stays in there, when it is trapped in there, it will have a chemical attractant. And all of the food we eat, all the substance in the environment we breathe in, okay, is stuck in here, and it becomes bigger and bigger. So when it becomes bigger, the affinity for attracted becomes stronger, and more substance we attract to accumulate and to precipitate in that area. Now, back to the mechanism of protection itself from our body. Whenever our body receives any substance, it considers no good for its body. It will secrete the mucus to protect or to block it. And the more substance gets stuck in here, the stronger and the more mucus we secrete, and the circle it goes back and back. That's why if we not mindful, recognize that, slowly we see our body will accumulate more and more toxin. Our belly becomes bigger and bigger over time. Our energy becomes lower and lower over time. Because when the mucus layer becomes thicker, the nutrition we ate in cannot penetrate into the bloodstream to nourish our body. And also, the movement of all that becomes slowed down because it blocks the way of transformation. That is one thing. The other thing, have you ever drink tea bag? You did, right? At least once in a while. What do you think? We have a clear water cup, right? And then we put the tea bag in that. You observe for a while, and what do you see? You see the color coming out, the smell coming out, and if you can look deeply, you can see the mineral coming out into the water. Why is that happening? Because the concentration of all of that substance in the tea bag much higher than in the clear water, right? osmotic effect. What doesn't matter the term. We can say, okay, we just know for the lay people, okay, the concentration in the tea bag much higher than in the real water. That's why it's coming out. So the same thing in here. Look at our digestive tract, especially the down here. You see the same mechanism. The intestinal wall, it acts like the cotton bag of the tea bag. And the tea itself inside the bag called exactly like all the substance inside the intestine, right? So when we eat, the concentration of nutrition in here is much higher than in the bloodstream. That's why it be carried out by some transporter or by the osmotic mechanism. The same token for the toxin, right? The same token for the toxin. In our digestive system, the concentration of toxin is much higher than in our bloodstream. So if we not listen to our body, we not cleanse our digestive system awfully, by the time when the nutrition gets through that barrier, the toxin gets through that too. Especially when we be advised we should drink a lot of water to purify our body, to breathe dehydration. That makes sense, but actually it's not true. You see, because when you see the concentration of all that substance in the digestive system much higher than in the bloodstream. So if the nutrition can get through, the toxin can get through too. The more water we drink, that means the more gradient it will go through from the digestive system into the bloodstream. Yet, when it gets into the bloodstream, our blood will circulate around the heart, the lung, the liver, the kidney, everywhere. But some organs will do the detoxification. For example, going through the lung, it will expel some carbon dioxide. Go through the skin, it will expel some toxin through the skin. Go through the liver, go through the kidney, it will detoxify some. But before that process happens, the more water we drink, or the more dirty in our digestive system, the more toxic will get into our bloodstream. And if our digestive system not clean, the bloodstream will not be clean. And if the blood not good, all of the other organs will be affected. Because the blood will nourish all of the other organs in our body, from internally to externally, from the brain to the anus. So if our blood not good, all the other organs will be affected. So that's why we need to learn how to select correct food, correct drink to nourish our body. We should learn how to listen to our body, to shift all of that mechanism. Because the first, it will protect our body. But after it over the limit, it will cause harmful. Another example of the downside of the good mechanism, and we are usually don't pay attention much to that. For example, when we get cut, we bleed, right? Our body can make a clot to stop the bleeding. With the condition of the cut is not too big, the egg of the blood vessel is not too far away. When we get cut with skin, when we get cut with our tissue, we just use a band-aid, or we just use something to cover. After a few days, it will heal. Right? When we got the broken bone, crack, we just leave there. If the crack is not too big, so our body will heal it. Right? Why is that? The good side because our body has a capacity to heal itself by the mechanism. If the blood vessel flows to the blood vessel, the skin flows to the skin, the muscle flows to muscle, the bone flows to the bone. It will heal, it will connect together. So that is a good mechanism of healing, cell healing, and naturally. And that's why the modern medical, take advantage on that mechanism to do the transplantation. So we can do the surgery, we can bring the organ from one person, okay, we replace another person. That's good, right? And then when you get a deep cut, the egg of the tissue is far away. The blood vessel we cut too deep with the big one, the egg of that too far away. What we need to do? We need to go to the doctor's office, to the emergency room, so people can sew it together to make it closer, right? So that means the egg that grows together, so the blood vessel to blood vessel, it will heal, connect to each other. The tissue to tissue, it will connect, heal. The same thing for the broken bone. If we had a very small crack, fine, we don't need to do anything. But when we had a very bad broken bone, we need to do surgery to rearrange all of that, to make the healing faster and the bone needs to become straight and not misshapen. So that is a good mechanism. So what is the downside of that? And we never recommend the downside of that, right? Because we take advantage on the good side, but we always try not to pay attention to the downside. But every single phenomenon in this universe, it has both sides, the good and the downside of that. The downside of that, if we live in complicated society, you see our brain is very, very unit. With on the blood vessel, nerve, and on the lymphatic system. So all of that we conduct for only one tiny pineal gland. It's only about the kidney, the blood inside. So if we live by the way we are living right now, that means we eat very complicated food. We try to use a lot of chemicals, and that's why we end up with stressful, all of the headache, high blood pressure, depression, psychotic, etc. Because the flow of all of the signal in our body from the brain down to the organ in our body, that is the flow of chemical. The signal, that's what we call, but that is the movement of the chemical in our body, and it transforms that become the weight of the energy. And you see, it stuck together highly, finely, close to each other. You see? Look at that. This is just a demonstration, but actually it's much, much more complicated than it. So if we are living in the same way like in the present, sooner or later, all of the chemicals in the food we eat, in the drink we drink, in the air we breathe, it will get stuck and it makes the bridge between one nerve to the other one. So it messes up the transmission. So that's why we have come up with all the action from our body with the allergy to everything. Autoimmune disease, degenerative disease. But one of the things we are dealing with right now, that I say about the downside of the good protective healing mechanism, because it will save blood vessel to flow to blood vessel, it will connect together. Skin flow to skin, it will stick together. Bone flow to bone, it will make connection. Exactly, that is a good mechanism. But the downside here, because if we not correct the way of transfer the signal from the brain to the organ or to the extremity, it will mess up the signal and it will misleading or it will misconduction. For example, you know the blood vessel in our body is very tiny someplace. And when it flows together and when it messes up the signal, it comes clumsy together. In our GI tract, the intestine stay next to each other. You see, for example, right here, and it gets thick because skin close to skin, right? And from here, muscle close to muscle, it gets stuck, so that's why we cannot move, and we get cramping. And the other thing, bone close to bone, it will make a connection. That's why we have arthritis, we have degenerative joint disease. Just take example of this joint. When we move it freely every day, the range of motion accordingly, 360 degrees. With the assistance of the tendon, the muscle, the blood vessel, the nerve, and the joint fluid to do like lubrication and the absorption, right? And then we work with computer, we just do like this all the time. So after a few months, If we're not going out exercise, our body will recognize the range of motion, just that's it. And then bone flow to bone. It will make all the calcium in the food we eat come to this side, deposit there. Because it wants to connect the bone together. Long time you didn't move. So now it recognizes this is the death or this is the unmobilized. This is the crack. So now it has to bring all the calcium mineral here to heal it, to connect it. So when you not move, the calcium will deposit here. When you move, you feel it stiffness, it's painful. So you feel worried, scared to move. And when you're not moving because scaring or painful, what happens? Our muscle, it is a multi-fiber and multi-layer, like a paper, for example. When you have a book, if you read it on a regular basis, the page will separate easily. But if you have a book and you read it once in a while, what happens? When you turn a page, it will hit, it will stick together, right? And the other thing, the joint will connect together by the tendon. This tendon is very flexible, stretchable. It's like the rubber band. If you had a rubber band, you use it often in the range acceptable. It will really flexible, soft, right? But if you stretch it too much, broken. If you not stretch it and you throw it in the raw, after a few days, after a few weeks, especially with the cold temperature, when you take it out, when you stretch it, what do you see? It's cracked and sometimes broken that way. Right? Same thing, like our tendon. Because when we're not moving, the blood not flow because the muscle is stick together. If the muscle gets stick together, the blood vessel stay in between that, cannot flow. If the blood not flow, the nutrition, the oxygen cannot get to the target. The byproduct material cannot be eliminated. The body temperature in that spot becomes lower. So the tendon will exactly like the rubber band we keep in the raw and we not use for a while. So if we're not moving because the muscle stick together, the tendon becomes stiffer, the joint becomes more calcium mineral deposit, and then when more calcium deposit there, it will push away the joint fluid. Because it takes all space in here, right? The fluid be pushing away. So that's why when we move, we feel painful. Not only because the muscle is very sticky, the tendon now is too stiff, the calcium deposit here so it gets stuck, and the fluid now is dry out, so it has more friction. So now we become more worried when we move because it's more painful, right? And if we not recognize that, we become less active, less moving, and the cycle becomes worse and worse. See? On the other hand, if we know, first we have to send a message back to our central nervous system, our brain. Hey, now I'm trying to move this joint because this is not a stable joy. This is not the broken bone. This is not a cracking sign. That you know this is the move, okay, the flexible joy. So when we have that in mind, we send a message back to the central nervous system. And hopefully we change our lifestyle in accordingly. We straighten out, we simplify our lifestyle, simplify our diet. So that clear up on the chemical in our nutrition. So it not mess up the flow on the signal from the central nervous system to the side. And then slowly we try to move, make the range of motion become wider or bigger. So when we make a movement like that, it recognizes it is a move joy, and then it will kick out and loss on the calcium deposit there, and it eliminate it out. And also when we make a move, the muscles start to slide, to twitch, and the blood pressure now can pump the blood, the nutrition to the side. The body temperature rise, the tendon become warmer, and it become more flexible. When the calcium, the mineral we deposit here be eliminated out, it will create a force to draw the fluid back to the joint. You see, otherwise the condition become worse and worse. All of the other mechanisms happen in all of the body area, in the joint, in the digestive system, in the immune system. Every single part will be the same. And I already told you from the beginning, usually if we not living in mindfulness, our wrong view, wrong perception live our life, but not the one to benefit our body. For example, you go to the restaurant, you on the biscuit, right? Or if we are vegan, we are on the tofu. It looks really beautiful, looks really good, smells really good, right? And then when we cut a piece, we put in our tongue, our mouth. Our tongue will taste what it tastes. It not taste the tofu or the meat yet. It tastes the spice, the additive, all the ingredients, right? It not taste directly the tofu or the meat yet. And then we lose all of that chemical, all of that ingredient in the one we are in contact with, and we get used to with that. But as we look at the four image, the four information, because what happened just a minute ago, you look at that on the dish, look good, smell good, you put it on your tongue, taste good. But just a minute later on, when it just swallow down to your throat, for some reason you cannot swallow, or you cough it out, it pops out. How many of us willing to pick it up and put it back in our mouth? No way, right? It's just a minute ago. You look, you see it good, it smells good, it tastes good. But it not go anywhere, it go inside our mouth, and I just come out. You see, But that now we take the tofu on the media, we take the chemical, the additive or the ingredient only, on that the chemical. Another symbol, the same thing, but now you swallow down here. You chew it carefully, tinily, and it's coming down here. It mixed with the acid, the digestive fluid in your stomach. 5 minutes later, maybe something wrong in there, it's not accepted. Or maybe half an hour later, because it's too good, we eat too full, and we just step out the door of the restaurant, we vomit. How many of us willing to take a cup or hand to hold it and to smell it? No way. They are not even though to smell or to take it back. So you see, that's not right, because we select the very good food according to our mind, our eye, our nose, our tongue, right? And we eat it carefully, and now it comes into our body, and now it gets out, and we try to deny it right away. That's just the top portion. How about the bottom here? How many of us really pay attention to what's coming out here? And no, for sure not many. And that's why we end up with a lot of sickness, a lot of disease in America, especially. When you want to buy a product, right? You select the brand name, you select the CEO name, you select the cost of the unit, or you select the quality of the unit. At first, you don't know about that, so you may go with the brand name, right? It's well known, it produces a lot of products, etc. Or you may think, okay, you pay for what you got, so you think, okay, the more expensive one